Good morning and welcome to Algebra 1. Today we're going to go over the worksheet, which is evaluating functions from a graph, and we'll do a couple extra problems. So here's the graph. I can't shine it up on the board like I would at school, so let's just look at it together. We're just looking at the graph, and the questions basically say, what happens when x is 2? What happens when x is 8 or 9 or negative 6? Down to this part where it says, what x would get you a y of 3? Or a y of negative 1, so on and so forth. Let's just work through it together. First one is f of 2. So when x is 2, what is the output? Looks like it's up here at 3. So 2, 3 is a dot on that point of the graph. F of 8, well, when x is 8, looks like we're at a y value of 1, so the answer is 1. F of 9 is right on the arrow, so it's a 0 y value. F of negative 6, go back to negative 6, and it looks like we're at negative 2 for a y value. F of 0 is up here at 1. 0, 1 is a point on the graph. Negative 5 has us down here at negative 2, not negative 3. It's an open dot at negative 3. It's a closed dot at negative 2, so the answer there is negative 2. F of negative 1, again, we have an open dot and a closed dot, so it's only the closed dot that counts. At negative 1, the y value is 0, not negative 2. And f of 3, when we're at 3 on the x-axis, there's, again, open dot versus closed dot. We have to go for the closed dot, which is 6. Down here it says f of x equals 3, which means what x value has a y value of 3? So now we're looking at the y-axis where we have 3. Now, if I look at the level where 3 is, I see that it crosses right there, which is an x value of 2. But if I keep looking, I see another one right there, which is an x value of 6. So the answer is 2 and 6. Both answers need to be given. F of x equals negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 is right there for the y-axis. It looks like I see one right there at negative 7 for x. I also see one right there when x is 10. So it's negative 7 and 10. Got to say both. F of x equals 5. 5 is way up here, and I only see the one space where it crosses any of the lines, and that's when x is 4. So when x is 4, y is 5. And the last question here, f of x equals 0. Where do we have a 0 y value? Well, that's right there at this low level with the arrow. And there's actually multiple spots. Here's the first one. When x is negative 8, we're at 0. When x is negative 1, we're at 0. And when x is 9, we're at 0. That's all we had to do. There's no math to do. It's just reading the graph. So look at your worksheet. Hopefully you have it in front of you. And tell me, what is, let's say, f of, we didn't do 4 yet. What's f of 4? Well, when x is 4, you look all the way up to where it hits the graph. Oh, it hits it right there at 5. So f of 4 equals 5. What if I said f of x equals 1? Well, now you're looking for where y value is 1. And I see 3 answers. The y value is 1 back here when x is negative 9. It's also 1 over here when x is 0. It's also 1 over here when x is 8. That's all we're doing. So to practice it, I have another worksheet attached to the announcement. It looks similar to this, but fewer questions, and it's the same grid, so just answer similarly to what we just did, and you should be fine. Submit it to me as homework credit ASAP. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. is the latest. And that's the only work you have for today. So please be able to read the piecewise function, be able to read and understand how we go back and forth between finding an input and finding an output. That's all for today. Have a great day. If you need anything, any help, let me know. Ask me, send me an email. You want to Google Meet? I'm more than happy to do that. I'll have the Meet open today for the first 10 minutes of class if you want to log in. If you're there, I'll leave it open, but if no one logs in, I'm going to close it until you ask me for help. Have a great day.